Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the weekly September 15th to the 21st reading for the sign of Aries. Alright, my lovely Aries. Let's get it right out. And of course, the weeklies are now timestamped, so you can go in the description if you'd like and just jump ahead to the various sections. We've got very soon, this came out for Sagittarius as well, Aries. We have reconciliation. Nice. Reconciliation is nice, right? When it's meant to be, it always feels good, making up. It is safe for you to love. Wow. And so these are very complimentary to a coming together, possibly, of a relationship that maybe recently fell apart or was on the outs. Now, this may or may not resonate with you, Aries. Of course, we know this reading can't be for everybody, so let's just go ahead and pull out your animal spirits for the week. Pull out your 3 animal spirits. We'll go over those, and then we'll get right into your forecasts. 3 card forecasts. All right, Aries. Bear energy. This exact card just came out in this exact position for Pisces. Otter, bears, of course, earth energy. Otter is water energy and is beautiful, emotionally cuddly, blissful energy, right? The otter doesn't worry about a thing. The otter just enjoys being with their loved ones. And deer, also earth energy. Interesting. The deer is the great mother card in the deck. So let's quickly go over these animal spirits, and then we can get into your spread. All right, Aries. First of all, the bear talks about an awakening, a spiritual awakening that happens, right? Because the bear slumbers, right? Hibernates. So it's like you're coming out of a spiritual hibernation, a period in your life that maybe, depending on what you were dealing with, your responsibilities or the capacity in various areas of your life for you to sort of have time to just like, you know, go on this spiritual quest. Maybe you just didn't have the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got, people have kids and stuff and have bills and stuff, right? However, you're coming out of it. And the bear talks about coming out of a spiritual slumber and sort of awakening to that side of yourself. Some of you may be becoming more religious, more devout, maybe redoubling down on your religious beliefs. Whatever the case may be, for some, it could also be, the bear also can come in for individuals who've been very sort of limited and conservative, restricted in their thoughts about life and their philosophies on life, and perhaps most recently had some kind of experience or small epiphany. This isn't a huge epiphany that kind of busts open, but maybe a few small experiences or something very significant that suddenly kind of woken up the sleeping bear, right? Now remember, it's just as we talk about waking the sleeping bear, once the bear is awoken, it's like, his capacity for taking it all in. So for some of you, this is the beginning of a very sort of long, deep, enduring journey of the self when we see the bear, right? This could be people, this could sometimes resonate with individuals who are going on pilgrimages, right? Individuals who may be moving to live in an environment that allows them to be more devout or more spiritual or to meditate more. All right, that can be an example of bear energy. Now, otter energy is really nice. The otter is absolutely blissful. The otter has no worries. The otter doesn't worry about, you know, is he going to love me tomorrow? Is she going to love me tomorrow? Do they have an ulterior motive? The otter doesn't go back and forth and doubt itself. The otter just absolutely enjoys the moment that he or she has with its loved ones and its family, and specifically in relationships. The otter is extremely cuddly, and this accounts for its blissfulness, its happiness. Because when you let go of fears, trepidation, worries, unnecessary anxieties, that's when you can really truly enjoy the moment. So when you're around an otter personality, You also get caught up in almost a giddiness, a happiness. This person can really sort of make everyone around them feel good. You know, this is a very, very nice personality to be around. And it's certainly a nice energy to come into your life, especially when you are reconciling. Outer energy would be that like sort of 3 days you spend in bed together after you had a big fight, for some of us. All right, you know what I mean? So deer energy comes in, and as I said before, the deer is earth also. But it is the Great Mother card. It is the card for gentleness and nurturing, but more than anything, gentleness. All right? This is why we have so many animal spirit cards, because, you know, each animal spirit resonates with a very different, unique, and subtle energy. You know, they're all different from each other. And with the deer, yes, is nurturing, is feminine. It is the mother. But it is the aspect of gentleness that is focused on here with the deer. Because when we talk about a newborn baby, right, taking care of a newborn baby, it's, you know, you don't protect the baby with being hard. You know what I mean? Normally you would protect things by being hard, right? A baby, you protect it a lot of ways by being gentle. Right? You protect them from yourself by being gentle. So this is what we focus on. The gentleness that is required to truly nurture someone. Deer energy is really, really beautiful energy. It can apply to anything, right? So not just children. This can apply to a relationship that needs gentleness and understanding. This can apply to an area in life like your career or your pursuit of your passions. If you're an artist, oftentimes I feel like a lot of my audience are artists or people who maybe work one job during the day and have a passion at night that they are trying to pursue. And so I do often talk about artists in my readings. And so here we're talking about, you know, a gentleness towards that too. If you've started a project or an endeavor, sometimes you need to have a gentle nurturing with these things in order for them to manifest properly. All right, so we have 2 earth and 1 water. Let's get right into your spreads now, my lovely Aries. And of course, these forecasts may or may not resonate with you, and that's fine too. Just take what applies to your life and your situation. We're going to pull out about 5 or 8, and again, 3 card spreads, excuse me. And again, you can go ahead into the top of the description and jump ahead if you'd like. You may want to, the links in the description. The timestamps, that's the word I was looking for, in the description, they go right to the laying of the first card. So you can go through and just look at the 3 cards that are pulled and decide for yourself which forecast you believe is more for you, and then listen to the interpretation. So let's get right into it, Aries. Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles. So there is a conversation that happens this week between you and a possible lover. You may have left at some point, and it'll be you reconciling, because it almost seems to indicate you're coming back in, right? When we talk about reconciliation, it could be you, Aries, certainly that as the Knight being movable, who left earlier and then is now coming back towards your Queen of Pentacles, right? The Queen of Pentacles could be very much someone, you guys are both very similar, right? And I'm not saying that, because Aries, you're fire, I want to say this person you're resonating with may also be a fire sign, but they resonate with Queen of Pentacles in a sense that they're very busy right now with their coin, their career, nurturing their career. They seem to be kind of like very busy with that. If you indeed left somebody that you can't stop thinking about, and this is kind of the type of person that they are, and you want to get back to them, they're still very busy with this coin. You know, this person is probably single and remained single, you know, when you guys weren't together. It wasn't like they were with somebody else, because again, they're focusing on their career. They're focusing also on their own sort of physical well-being as well. Queen of Pentacles talks about taking care of your body, your nutrition. You know what I mean? The Pentacles isn't only about money. It's also about your physical well-being in a lot of ways. And so this person has really kept themselves up. I want to say, Aries, for some of you, you may have left and you come back and you see they look even more beautiful than they ever did. But this is a week where you're trying to have at least a little conversation with them. Even if it is only a couple words, it could be that you guys haven't spoken for quite some time. But this week, you try. 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups. Wow, some of you have been really busy at work. You've been really getting a lot of people sort of calling on you for your skills. And as you've been working away with all of these sort of different individuals and groups, or perhaps even companies or what have you, who have been seeking you out for your skill and your craft, right? As you've been kind of doing all of that work, you've kind of come to this realization where you're all right being on your own, because you really don't have time for any relationship unless it really is what you desire and need, unless it fits into at least some kind of healthy criteria for yourself. And I say a healthy criteria because we're not talking about saying I'm not going to be with you unless you this, that, and the third, and it's all these kind of really ridiculous requirements. We're talking 8 of Cups. We're talking about requirements like, you require someone to be honest. You require someone to tell you to work, to like make an effort at a relationship, right? You require someone who wants to be faithful to you and loyal to you if this is an important part of your relationship. Like, there's certain basic requirements, and you require somebody to show and prove that they can do these things and not just say them, that they are actually capable of accomplishing these things, instead of always going after or accepting someone in your life who tells you all the great things that they can do but never seems to be able to accomplish them, right? And so with 8 of Cups, you realize enough is enough. You'd rather be on your own than to deal with like sort of a poser or a fraud. Somebody wants to be with you, they're going to have to show and prove, right? And you get into this it's quite a happy space. It's a comfortable space because you're working a lot, Aries, and you love to work. And when you're working and building your coin, you you don't mind being on your own because you're building your coin. The one thing that does happen for some of you later on this week, though, you do get a little bit disillusioned in the sense that, what is it that you want with your life? What's the next step? Because 7 of Cups comes in and you do kind of feel like a little bit unfulfilled right now, Aries. You're feeling very much kind of like, now that I'm learning this lesson to set standards here, because 8 is the number for boundaries and strengths and weaknesses. In all the 8s, we see learning our strengths and weaknesses and playing to them in a healthy way. And so here with 7 of Cups, you really start to reevaluate what it is you want for your life and start to kind of have a more honest look at all of these things that you may have been going after, that you're starting to realize now may not make you happy. So you sort of reevaluate you rejudge the daydreams. 9 of Wands, 7 of Swords, and 9 of Swords. Wow. Woo! A lot of 9s. So some of you certainly fear being alone. Some of you have been alone. 9 of Wands, Aries, here we go. 9 of Wands, we talk about finally, this is the stage where you're able to look back on some of the things you've been through, and you're able to, now that it's been long enough that the emotional impact is not as strong as it was, you can now begin to look at the things that you've gone through in this most recent difficult period and the scars that they've left. And you're able to begin to see how these can be blockages, how these can be obstructions to your future. You begin to see them for what they are. You begin to see the trauma from the past for what it is. Baggage. You begin to see what the baggage is, because look, he's looking at him now. He's able to stop and actually look back at all of these wands that he collected, which are only just reminders of all the pain he's gone through. ultimately, the Nine of Wands is a period of isolation, or not isolation, but certainly alienation. You know, this is a solitary exercise. You do this on your own and not with others, right? And in Nine of Wands, you also realize how far you've come on your own. You realize that you've made it through this difficult period on your own, and whatever baggage you're holding on to, you don't need to hold on to, right? You don't need to hold on to it. You realize that it's no good for you anymore. And this is the stage right before we ascend to Ten of Wands, and you're able to finally lay that baggage down. So this is the period you're going through. You're starting to have this kind of real flashbacky, deja vu-y reevaluation period. Some of you who are resonating with this will be getting deja vu, out and out deja vu a lot. But it'll be that kind of deja vu that feels like something has been cleared out afterwards, you know? Like, oh, I feel better now. You know, some of you will certainly be like daydreaming and reevaluating some recent hurts in your, you know, in that daydreaming process, right? And when you're done, you'll be feeling better. Now, you have a Seven of Swords, and there is somebody around you who's a real, like, kind of dream thief, right? This is somebody who wants something really bad, but they cut corners. They're willing to sort of cheat. They're willing to come up with every sort of game in a book to get what they want. They never really succeed. Seven of Swords is the card for futility. So, you know, you can see the figure makes it away with 5 of the 7, so he doesn't even make his objective, you know. The Seven of Swords as well is my great hare and the tortoise story, right? You know the story of the hare and the tortoise. The tortoise wins the race because the hare just took it for granted. You know, the hare took a lot of things for granted, and in the end, the hare then had to do all of these crazy things to try and win, and he just wasn't able to finish the race at all. And so this is the warning with Seven of Swords. It can usually be that somebody is in your life taking your dreams. I call it the dream thief because Seven of Swords is usually someone who's quite close to you, Aries, who will indirectly be taking your dreams from you, or at least the wind out of your sails, right? You start to realize this. You're awakening to all of this, and it's giving you an immense amount of anxiety with the Nine of Swords. You're waking up at night, you're thinking about all of these things. Why? Because you're beginning to process some of this stuff, right? You're processing some of this stuff in a sort of cathartic way, and nobody said catharsis was easy. Nobody said purging was easy. Nobody said that waking up or awakening to your true future or to your true path after a while of pain or even stagnation would be easy. But remember this with Nine of Swords, it's only anxieties, and it has no indication of reality or the outcome of this situation. It's simply worry from the past, you know, and you don't need to you know, understand that the past is just that, it's the past. Not every situation will come out the same. Four of Wands, Ace of Wands, Judgment. Again with the Judgment. Judgment has been out all week for all the readings. Four of Wands, some of you, wow. Ooh, some of you are really desiring this Four of Wands connection, this deep soulmate connection with someone. But it's like you need another chance with them. You have a good idea. You have a chance. I think this is the Ace of Wands in a sense of reconciliation coming in, because this Four of Wands indicates an established relationship. 4 is the number for stability. So some of you have an established relationship with someone, but there was a need to sort of re-establish with this Ace of Wands. Almost in a sense completely like revamp the dynamic or restart the engines on this relationship, because perhaps it came off the rails a little bit. Ace of Wands can also indicate a different way of connecting with each other. Whatever the case may be, Judgment comes in, and Judgment is very much a case of reconciliation as well, because with Judgment, we start to let go of guilt that we have on ourselves, and we start to let go of judgment that we place on others as well. And it is the first card towards reconciliation. But again, sometimes I I worry because I worry about reconciliation with the Judgment card, because oftentimes the Judgment card comes in to be simply that, a judgment and a free from guilt scenario. But this is not to say that you should jump back into the frying pan, right? You can forgive people. You can let go of guilt, misplaced guilt. You can let go of increased resentment or anger because of judgmental ways. You can let go of those things and heal from those things and move on from there, right? You don't, that is real forgiveness. Forgiveness does not necessarily mean that you must now go right back to the same toxic situation that you ended up having to forgive them for in the first place. So this is going to be the last spread. Justice, number 11, King of Pentacles and Two of Wands. Wow. So, like I said, some of you are having this is a real week of rebalancing. It seems to me a rebalancing. In some cases, a separation that turns into a reconciliation, a coming together. Justice comes in to rebalance the scales. Some of you may be indeed waiting for a judgment to come through. Certainly with King of Pentacles here, I believe some of you may be waiting for some kind of official document or judgment, an offer. This could be an offer. This could be back pay. This could be a lawsuit. Whatever the case may be, you're waiting for some kind of rendering to happen here that's going to allow you to move forward. Right now, you're in a way just waiting. You're in a waiting game for this to happen, because this is the linchpin. This decision, or whatever the outcome of this scenario is the linchpin for you moving forward with the Two of Wands. King of Pentacles seems to indicate that you're certainly dealing with things in the area of your career and abundance, Aries, even though, yes, you are fire sign. But right now you're resonating with King of Pentacles in the sense that you're handling your business. You're taking control of your career and your career progression, right? But you're just at a stasis period right now. This almost reminds me of a Four of Swords, a period where you're having to wait, but in the meantime, you're strategizing. It's a truce situation, returning to your corners and waiting for this decision to come in. But it's quite beautiful. And I think this week you get some news about this and you're able to start to make plans very much in the vein of this Two of Wands. Where are you going to go from here? Certainly Two of Wands indicates a very creative and expansive plan to follow something that is, or an agenda, project, right, or endeavor that is extremely close to your heart and something that you're really passionate about. So this will be very exciting to see indeed. All right, Aries, this is lovely. I'm going to call it September 15th to the 21st weekly for you. I hope this resonated. If it did, please like, subscribe, and share all of that good stuff. But for right now, I'm just going to say, have a wonderful, wonderful week, Aries. I'll see you next week for the weekly. Bye-bye now.